In these blogs, I'll be talking a lot about what I believe. I think we might as well get the ball rolling with my attitudes on religion, specifically the Judeo-Christian religion for now. The way I see it, there are two broad points of view with a lot of variation and striations within the two. The first view is that the Bible is the revealed Word of God, and the second is that the Bible is just a propaganda tool full of made-up stories and vague threats. I happen to be an adherent to the second school of thought, but for now, let's examine the first. People who believe that the Bible is the revealed Word of God also fall into two fairly large subsets. Either they believe the words of the Bible should be taken literally, or they think it's a lot of analogy and guidance, kind of like a fabulist wrote it, the Bible a la Aesop, if you will. The first group, the ones who insist that it should all be taken literally, have a name. They're called fundamentalists. Fundamentalists think that every event described in the Bible, every red-letter sentence spoken by God or Jesus, actually happened in reality. They believe that God created the heavens and the earth and all of the things living on it in 6 literal 24-hour days. Although sometimes a fundamentalist will point out that there is a passage where God has his own definition of what constitutes a day in his purview. Additionally, they believe that the earth is less than 6,000 years old. They base this on the fact that the Bible contains a generation by generation line of lineage from the beginning of days to the birth of Christ, and that the lifespans of all the people mentioned in that lineage are given. Add them all up, and within a few years, you know the age of the planet. The problem is that believing this means that you cannot believe scientists when they tell us that the earth is several billion years old. No matter what evidence the scientists find in the fossil record, in polar ice cores, in radiocarbon dating, in astrological observation, they believe the scientists are wrong. Even when the various methods all come to the same exact conclusion using completely different techniques, they reject the evidence out of hand. Dinosaurs did not walk the earth over 60 million years ago because there was no earth 60 million years ago, they'll tell you. The Big Bang did not occur. Evolution is not real, and tectonic shift does not move mountains, but faith does. The non-fundamentalist faith, the mainstream faith, will have a slightly less strident reliance on strict biblical interpretation. They believe that there is a God, that the Bible is his word, but that it can all be interpreted to allow for scientific discovery. Maybe they suggest the Big Bang is how God set the universe in motion. Perhaps evolution was God's design. There's no reason that God can't be the force that drives the universe. It can't all be happening by accident. The thing is, though, I can't decide if that makes them more or less dangerous than the fundamentalists. At least with fundamentalists, you know where they stand. They're in complete denial of common sense. Try as they will never get a solid stranglehold on rational thought, and we can all see that. They can't even agree amongst themselves what God's perfectly revealed word means on certain points. But the mainstream faithful, they are a different story. In the guise of tolerance and acceptance, they can deny gay people the right to marry without ever invoking Leviticus. They can push for prayer at high school basketball games without ever worrying that the book of Matthew tells them that praying in public is what the hypocrites do. Private school vouchers, faith-based initiative, wars designed to take out Islam. All of these things can be rationalized away by melding science, sectarianism, and a loose interpretation of what parts of their cherry-picked Bible they want to invoke. I leave you this time with the words Thomas Paine chose to end his manifesto, Common Sense. And here, without anger or resentment, I bid you farewell, sincerely wishing that as men and Christians, ye may always fully and uninterruptedly enjoy every civil and religious right, and be in your turn the means of securing it to others. But the example which ye have unwisely set of mingling religion with politics may be disavowed and reprobated by every inhabitant of America. Thank you.